Okay, let's start. So, Gary, in this particular case here, what it is mentioned to us, let's talk about that. It has 10 apartments numbered from 0 to 9. The area of each apartment is dependent on the floor on which it is situated. Further, all the apartments on any floor are of the same size. That means what is given to us that there are 10 apartments and there are some floors. And the area of the floor we don't know, but on any floor it would be equally distributed. Okay, and we don't also don't know how many floors are there. So we did discuss with you some questions on floor-based arrangement, right?
Yes.
But in that particular scenario, mostly what used to happen that there are some floors are there, but on every floor, one people is there or two people are there. Some of the floors are vacant. These kind of questions we have done as of now. This is a little different kind of a question. Okay, the top floor is considered as row one. That is even more different from floor-based arrangement because in a floor-based arrangement, the floor which is there on the bottom, that is the first floor. But here, just the opposite of that is happening. The floor which is at the top, that is the first floor. Okay. Further, note that the total area of all the apartments put together on each of the floor are equal. That means it is a rectangular kind of a building. But yes, in some floor there can be 3 floors. In some floor there can be let's say 4 floors. There can be 4 floors, but each floor has to be of same size. There can be even 2 floors, so that would be of equal size. There can be let's say 5 floors, but and they would be of equal size. Something like that will happen. Are you able to understand out of how the schedule should be looking like?
Yes,
Did
sir.
you?
So it's not exactly a symmetrical arrangement, but
Exactly. It is symmetrical as far as the total area on a floor is there, but if there can be 3 floors, so the whole area would get divided by 3. There can be 4 floors, so the whole area would get divided equally in 4 floors. If there are 2 floors, two apartments, then they would get equally divided among 2. If there will be 5, then that the same area would get divided among 5, and so on and on and on. And there can be even more floors because there can be 4, 5, 6, 7, n number of floors can be there. And if even if there is 1 floor, then the whole area would be allotted to one particular apartment only.
yes, sir.
But what is something which is given to us that each floor, each row will has the same area because of the last line which was mentioned. Further note that the total area of all the apartments put together on each of the floor is equal. Understood? Now, let's talk about some of the things and then we'll talk about it. Apartments are not numbered in serial fashion. Okay, even the apartments, it's not like will have the row one will have the first apartment 101, 102, 103 like that is not feasible or is not very sure of. We are not very sure about that. The clues below indicate the apartment number situated on any of the floors. Why did I make 4 rows? I made 4 rows because the first statement tells me that at least 4 floors are there. Because the first line says the sum of 4 apartments numbers in the fourth floor is 28. There are at least 4 rows. Is it understood?
Yeah, so it's like at least 4 rows are there, and there can be more.
There can be more. There can be even more rows can be there. But because the first line talked about the fourth row, that means obviously there will be 4 rows for sure, right? And the sum of the 4 apartments in these 4 rows, in this fourth row, sorry, is 28. Now, if you see here, there are 10 apartments and the number of the apartments are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 and 2, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So these are the 10 floor apartments being talked about, right? And the summation on the fourth row in itself is how much? 28. So how can that be
Yes.
28? How can that be 28? Let's imagine 28 is a big number, right? If we are talking about 0 to 9, 28 divided by 4 would be how much? 7. So that means the average is 7.
Yes.
Average 7 means we must be talking about the topmost numbers here, right? So let me take what is the summation of the topmost four numbers: 6, 7, 8, and 9. That is 15 and 15, 30, isn't it?
Yes.
So I need the summation to be 28. So what is the way in which I can do that? If I take 9, if I take 8, if I take 7, and I take 2 lesser than 6, that would be a 4.
4.
That is one option.
Yes.
If I take 9, if I take 8, if I take 1 lesser than 7, that would be a 6 only. And 1 lesser than 6 also, that would be a 5. So that will also make a summation of 28.
Yes.
Okay. Any other option do we have? If I take one floor as 3, let's say, I'm just checking that is one floor being 3 even a possibility. So if I'll take 3 here and take the other top 3 numbers, that is 7, 8, and 9, what would that be? 24? 7, 8, and 9 summation
24,
plus 3 would become 27.
27. Not
So
possible.
that is not possible, right? So if I'm taking the top 3 numbers, 7, 8, and 9, then also 3 is not possible. So any number lesser than 3 is not possible. Can you understand this much?
Yes.
So the smallest number which is possible is 4. Okay. If it is 4, I am taking the top 3 numbers. If it is 5, and I take the top 3 numbers, that would be 7, 8, and 9. That would be 24 plus 5, 29. That would also not be allowed. So that means I have to reduce this by 1. So these are the only two possibilities. Are you able to understand this much? That there are only two possibilities,
Yes, sir.
right? So let me make the two possibilities for you. So as of now, there are 4 floors. There can be more floors. So I've kept a space here. But what we are very sure about, that there are only 4 apartments in the row number 4.
So can we not have anything with the 0? Are
When
we not getting?
I'm telling you, if something, if 3 is not possible, then how can any number lesser than 3 is possible? In the row 4 only you are talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
In row 4, if 3 is not possible, then even if I am taking a lesser number than 3, let's say I'm taking 2, and I'm taking the top 3 numbers, this summation is 24. So 24 plus 2, maximum can be 26. If I'm taking 1, it would be 25. If I'm taking 0, it will be 24 only.
Okay, okay, got it.
Right? So there are only two options. One option is it can either be 4, 7, 8, and 9 in this floor, not in that order also. Okay, the order may also interchange. Or it can be 5, 6, 8, and 9. That also not in a particular order. Is this part understood?
Yes.
Just with the help of the first statement, we were able to do something about some of the apartments, right? Now, the apartment with the biggest number in row 3 is the central apartment of the floor. Now tell me one more thing. The word used here is central apartment. So how can there be a central apartment? How can there be a central apartment?
If there are 5 rows,
Or if there are 5 rows, no, not 5 rows. No, no. It is talking about row 3 only. That means it is talking about this row only, or this row.
so there are 3 apartments in row 3.
Exactly. There a center number can come only if the number of floors, or sorry, the number of flats, apartments are odd. Can there be a central apartment if the number of flats are even? No, right?
No.
That is the logic of median. I hope you have learned that. I am sure you have learned that, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
there can be three. Obviously, there is only one apartment. It is the central apartment. It is the leftmost apartment. It is the rightmost apartment also. Okay, so three is not a possibility. Sorry, one is not a possibility. Uh, Three is a possibility. Yes. Is five a possibility? If there are five apartments in row three, four are here, nine. So five plus four, nine. So in total there are
That
10.
is not possible.
So there is one such apartment which is left blank only, which has no rows. Nothing like that is mentioned. So we will assume that there are three. Okay, that there are three. Now, if we are taking the case of 4789 in this one, that means what is the biggest number which can be there?
6.
Yes, 4, 7, 8, and 9 are gone. So the biggest number can be 5, 6, 3, 2, 1, something like that. Okay, because it is not about talking about the biggest number in any of the other rows. It is talking only about the biggest number in this in these three elements. Okay, so it can either be 5, it can be either be 6, it can even be 3, but most probably not lesser than 3, because if it is there as a 2, if this is 2, then this will be 0, this would be 1, this would be 0. That kind of a scenario will happen. Okay, let me write 2 also, just for the sake of writing. Okay, now if 5, 6, 8, 9 are gone here, so in row 3, if 5, 6, 8, and 9 are taken, so this central number, the maximum value can be 7 or 4 or 3. Even 2 is possible. If it is 2, then these two apartments will have 0 and 1, something like that. Understood?
Yes.
So just by the help of these two statements, these are some of the conclusions we can derive. Okay. The third apartment from the left in the bottom row isn't 7. From the left, the third apartment isn't 7. This is not 7. This can anyways not be 7 if we are taking 5, 6, 8, 9 combo, right? This is also not 7. Is it okay?
Yes.
The sum of the rightmost apartment numbers in the 4 rows put together is 11. Rightmost, this is left, this is right. So the summation of this, this, and this will be 11. This is mentioned to us. The apartment numbered 0 and 5 are on different rows in the building. Okay. So if 0 is here, 5 is somewhere down, or if 5 is here, 0 is somewhere down, it is not in the same apartment. Okay. So not on the same floor. Okay. The apartment number at the top
Yes.
floor, the apartment number at the top floor minus the leftmost apartment in the row 2 is 4. Now, there's a lot to be said about this particular statement. Student number 6 I'm talking about. Okay. So what all we can understand with the help of this statement? The apartment number, not numbers, or one of the apartment number on the top floor, nothing like that is mentioned. Right. One more thing, if in row 4 there are 4 elements, 4 apartments. In row 3 there are 3 apartments. So 4 plus 3 is 7 gone. In total, how many apartments are there? 10.
2.
In total. In total, how many apartments
Yes,
are
in
there?
total there are
There
10.
are 10. In row 3 plus row 4, we already have 7 apartments. Right? So out of 10,
3 are
7 is,
left.
yeah, 3 are left. So what can be the distribution of 3? It can be 0, 3, it can be 1, 2, it can be 2, 1, it can be 3, 0. Now 0 apartments on any floor
Yes.
is illogical. So it can either be 1 or 2 and 2 and 1.
Yes.
Right? So in row 1, 1, and in row 2, 2, or in row 1, 2, and in row 2, 1. Now, if you see this particular statement, the apartment, not apartments, number at the top floor minus the leftmost. How can there be a left or a right when there are at least two now? The word left or right can only be used when there are two. Is this part
Okay.
understood?
Yes.
So what is the next thing that we can entail
So
out
row
of it?
2 has two apartments then.
Row 2 will have two apartments, and if the number and row 1 will have, row 2 has two apartments and row 1 has one apartment. That is the conclusion we can derive. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, whatever apartment number is here, this is the apartment number at the topmost floor minus, let's say this A minus B. A minus B is equals to 4. Can we say that? The apartment number at the top
Yes.
floor minus the leftmost apartment in row 2 is 4. So A minus B is 4. So can I also say that A has to be B plus 4?
Yes.
Now, even if B is 0, so what are the
It will be
options for A
minimum
and B?
4.
Yes. Even if B is 0, A has to be 4. If it is 1, it has to be 5. If it is 2, this has to be 6. If it is 3, this has to be 7. If it is 4, this has to be 8. Okay. If this is 5, this has to be 9. Now, logically, in both the cases, we'll narrow down A here, B here. What are the possible values of A and B? Two apartments here, one apartment here. So, obviously, 9 and 8 cannot be there in either one of them. In 9 and 8 cannot be here. Okay. Is it understood? 7 and 3 is possible here. So there can be a 7 here and a 3 here. Okay, but 7 and 3 cannot be here because 7 is already here in the bottommost floor. So 6 and 2, now 6 is here, so 6 cannot be here. But here there is no 6, so here we can have a 6 and we can have a here a 2. Is this part understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if there is a 5, there cannot be a 5. But here there is no 5. So we can have here a 5 and a 1. Also, 4 and a 0 in both the cases is possible. 4 and a 0 in both the cases it is possible. Understood?
So,
Now,
but how are we eliminating like 7 and 6 from the two cases?
here in the bottommost floor, there cannot be a 7. There is not a 7 in the R4. So 7 can be here. But in this R4, 7 is already here. So how can 7 apartment be numbered somewhere here also and somewhere here also?
Oh, okay, okay, got it.
Right? With this logic, we are doing that. Similarly, 6 is already here, but 6, so 6 cannot be here. But 6 is not here. So 6 can be here. That is how we are doing that.
Yes.
Okay. So these were some of the options. The sum of the leftmost apartment number in all the 4 rows, leftmost in all the 4 rows is 20.
Yes.
Actually, there cannot be a 4 also here. 4 cannot be here because 4 is already here. So this 4-0 combo also will eradicate. Only 6-2-5-1 is the option. Understood?
4 is already taken for the
4 is already
other
taken for the
case.
bottommost row. But
Yes.
here 4 can be there. Okay. Understood? Shall we move ahead?
Yes.
Perfect. So now here also the summation has to be 20 at least. Not at least, exactly 20 of these 4. Okay. Now let me make some cases for you. If we have the rightmost has to be 11. So if we have a 4 here and a minimum number I'm taking, 4 here also minimum I'm taking, 5 here also minimum I'm taking. So 4 plus 5 is 9. So that means this plus this has to be 2, isn't it?
Yes.
And how is that possible? If I cannot have 1 and 1. 5 plus 4, if 5 is here, okay, if 5 is here and 4 is here, so 9 is already done. So 2 is left. 1 and 1 cannot be here because obviously the number of apartments, 2 apartments cannot be the same number. So it has to be 0 here and 2 here if 5 is here, or 2 here, 0 here.
Or the other way around, yes.
Okay. Now, if 7 is here and 5 is here, it would be a 12. Not feasible.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I take 6 here and 7 here, obviously that is also not feasible. So that means, can I say that 7 at all is not feasible for this thing? Because when I'm taking the minimum number on the R4 and I'm taking 7 here, only the summation of 5 and 7 is becoming more than the summation of all the 4 which is possible. So that means 7 being at R1 position is not possible at all. Is this part understood?
5 and 7, yes.
Right? Not just 5 and 7, I'm saying. 6 and 7, it would become 13. 8 and 7, 15. 9 and 7, 16. Not possible at all, no? Because summation has to be 11. So that means if this is the case, the top one is the case, then 7 is not a possibility at all. Then this value has to be 4 and this value has to be 0. Understood?
Yes.
And if this is already 0, this cannot be 0. So this has to be 2. So now check the summation. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 0, 6. 6 plus 5, 11. It is feasible? Yes, it is feasible.
Why did we take a 0 on the left?
Because there are only 2 cases, no? Because the summation of this and this has to be how much? Sorry, the difference.
Okay, A plus B. Yes, yes,
That
yes.
case.
Okay, got it.
So 2 cases were there. Either it was supposed to be a 7 and a 3. Okay. But because 7 cannot be here. So 4 will be here. And if 4 will be here, then 0 will be here. Understood now?
Yes.
But this case is again not possible because we have got 2 zeros now.
Yes.
This whole case gets cancelled. Understood?
Okay, so we are left with the 4, 7, 8,
Only one
9.
case, right? So if I take the minimum number, which is 4 in this case, and put it here, and the minimum number 5 here. So 5 plus 4 is again 9. So I just have 2 more things here. So 2 is left here.
Yes.
So and how can that be a 2? Same logic. 2 and 0, right?
Yeah, it's 5 and 1, so 2 and 0, yes.
Right. If 5 is here, if 6 is here, so 6 plus 4 is 10, and 10, only
Then
1 is
1
there.
and
So 0
0.
and 1 is the only case, right? 0 and 1 would be the next case out of it. Can you understand this thing?
Yes.
So let me make that case also here, just in case if it is possible. Okay. So we have made a similar case, 6 oblique 5. I'm just copy pasting, okay? 2 and 1, 2 and 0, 0 and 2, 4. Okay, this is not 7. And here 5, 6, 3, 2 is there. So we just made a copy pasted of whatever we have already written, right? So if 5 is here, 5 plus 2 plus 0 plus 4 would be 11. Now, is 7 possible here? Here, is 7 possible? So 5 plus 7 would become 12, even more than that. So 7 is not possible. Understood?
So in the other case, we are taking 1 and 0, right?
Okay. So in this case, we were taking 6 here. 6 plus 4 was 10. So 10 means 1, 0 or 0, 1. This we were taking, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. If this 6 we have taken here, so then 5 I am taking here, that means. So there will be a 5 here. And if 5 will be here, and obviously if 6 is here, so 4 lesser than 6 would be 2 here. And similarly, if 5 is here, then 5 minus
1.
4, 1 will be here.
Yes.
So 5 plus 2 plus 0 plus 4 is 11. Okay, understood. That thing is done now. Now, can 7, 8 or 9 be here? No. If 7 is here, then 5 plus 7 is 12. Obviously, if 7 is not possible, then 8 and 9 also not possible. Now, if 7 cannot be here also, as it is already mentioned, 7 can either be here or here. Okay. The summation of 5 plus 1 is how much? 6. And the summation of the leftmost thing was 20. So after 6, 20 minus 6 is how much? 14.
14.
So if 7 is here, 7 has to be here also. Then only the 14 summation can be possible. But two flats cannot have the same number. So 7 cannot be here also.
Yes.
If 7 is not here, 7 is not here, 7 is obviously not here. So 7 has to be here.
Okay, yes.
So if 6 is here, 5 plus 1, 6 is here. So if 7 is here, then obviously if 8 is here, then 9 will be here. And if 9 is here, then 8 will be here. Now, 8 plus 1, 9, 9 plus 5, 14 is done. So that means 6 has to be here. The summation of
Okay.
leftmost has to be 20 now. So 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 8, 14, 14 plus 6, 20. So that means 6 has to be here. But that is not possible. Because if 6 is here, then this would become the maximum value in this row. But the maximum value has to be the middle value. So that means 8 is
Yes.
not possible here. So that means 9 will be here, 8 will be here. So 9 plus 1, 10. 5 plus 6, 11. Sorry, not 6. So 5, 9 plus 1, 10 plus 5, 15. So 15 is here, then 5 will be here. Understood?
Okay.
Right? So if 5 is here and the middle has to be the maximum value, then 6 has to be here.
Yes.
So this and this and this not possible. And if 6 is here, then 2 has to be here because 0 and 5 cannot be on the same floor. Understood?
Okay, okay. Yes.
So if 0 is not here, then 2 is not here. So this is 2, this is 0. So what is the case that we have got? 5, 1,
Yes.
0, 5, 6,
But
2.
we've got 2 5s now. That is
Exactly.
not possible.
That is not possible. So this case will also be down. Understood now? That means 6 has to be here, 2 has to be here. And now 8 is done. Out of 20, 8 is done. What is left? 12 is left. Okay. And out of the numbers which are possible for this thing, for this row 4, were 4, 7, 8, and 9. Isn't it? So 4 was already here, 7 cannot be here. So if 7 is here, so 6 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 7, 8 plus 7, 15. So 15 is here, so that means 5 has to be here, right? If 7 is not here, then 7 will be here. And let's say 8 is here, the other possibility. If 6 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 8, 16. So this has to be 4, but 4 is already here. So 8 being here is not a possibility. Understood this thing?
Yes.
If 9 is here, so 6 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 9, 17. So 3 will be here. That being is a possibility. Understood?
Okay.
So obviously 6 is already here, so 6 cannot be here. If 5 is here, then the maximum value is here, not here. So that means 5 cannot be here because the middle value has to be the maximum value, right? So 5, 6 was already here. So that means 5 is a maximum value, which is possible 5, 3, and 2. And if 5 is here, then
Yes.
5 would be the maximum value here, not here. So 5 is not a possible case. That means 3 will be here. And then the only biggest number left is 5. More than 3, which is possible, right?
Yes.
If 5 is not here, then that means 7 is not here. So 7 has to be here because 7 is not here also. So 8 will be here. Okay. And 5 and 0 cannot be on the same floor. So 0 cannot be here. That means we have an answer which is 6 here, 2 and 0 here, 3, 5 and 1 here, 9, 7, 8 and 4 here. And this is not violating any condition. See? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All of them are there. The summation of the rightmost thing is 6 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4 is 11. Yes. 6 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. 11 plus 9, 20. That is also satisfying. Okay. All the other conditions are also satisfying. Understood now?
Yes.
So, what
Got
is
it.
my answer then? This is my answer. Now, let's read one karke all the questions which are there. So, can you read the questions for me?
Yes, just a second.
This was which question? Jalvayu one.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah, it's the 16th one.
Okay,
So, which apartment number is on the floor? Is
on
the
which
first.
floor?
It's just which apartment number is on the floor.
Is on the floor one hona chahiye. That would, because the correct answer is 6 now.
Yes.
And which apartment number is on the floor? Because if it is just mentioning that also, even though it is a wrong question, you should have mentioned that on which particular floor they are talking about. But the answer to that still would have, you should have marked as 6. You know why? Because there's only one floor which is only one apartment.
Okay.
All the other floors will have more than one answer, right? Only one floor is there
Yes.
which will have only one answer, and that would be floor number 1.
One.
But ideally, the
Okay.
question is wrong, little wrong. The rightmost apartment in the bottom row has the least area. The rightmost apartment in the bottom row, rightmost, left, right. So 4 is the least area. Which of the following apartment has the least area? 4.
Yes.
Even though this is also violating the main question. The main question said that it will supposed to get, it was supposed to get equally distributed. The area was supposed to get equally
Yes.
distributed, no? But it is still, but okay, it's okay. They have a right to be wrong. We don't have. What is the sum of the apartment numbers in the bottom row which are not at extreme ends? So that means they're talking about the
7 and
middle.
8.
15 would be the answer.
Yes.
I guess the correct answer has a light on it, but it would be 15.
Yes.
Which row has the least number of all the apartments? Row 1.
2 and 0.
Least
Some.
number. Least sum. Okay. Least sum of all the apartment. Least sum. Even the first floor has only one flat. Still, the second row will have the summation of 2 plus 0, that is 2. All the other will have much more numbers, right? So yes, 2.
Yes.
Now this is the kind of question you could have got wrong. Just by looking at it, you said, "Acha, which of the floor has the least number of flats?" No, has the least sum of all the flats. Okay, so that would be 2.
Yes.
Which floor is having least number of apartments? So that question also comes.
First.
Yes, least number of apartments. The answer here is wrong. You can just cross check that. The correct answer is mentioned 4. The row 4, not row 4, but row 1. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. So that was the first case slip. Shall we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So we took a lot of more time than ideally we should have, because I was trying to explain it to you. Otherwise, you'll not make these 4 or 5 kind of a cases. 3, 4 cases we made. But you weren't supposed to do that in the actual question. Even lesser cases should have been made. Okay. So this is a question based on Venn diagrams. Okay. So for that, we need to explain to you the concept of Venn diagrams. So even if one or two caselets are left in the towards the end of the class, that's also okay. Our agenda should be whatever we learn with the best of our ability, right? So the concept
Yes, sir.
here is the concept of Venn diagrams. Okay. Now you know Venn diagrams little bit or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll just brief you a little bit about it. So Venn diagram, this rectangle is called the universe, right? Everything which has to be there will be there inside this only. Okay. Inside this universe, if there is a single circle, then one set will distribute the whole universe into two regions. One region A, which will be talking about the A set, and the second region would be outside A, everything which is there outside A. So one set divides the whole universe into how many regions? Two regions. If there are two sets, so two sets will divide the whole universe in 2 to the power of 2. That means 4 regions. Okay. What are the 4 regions? This portion, which will talk only about only A. Okay. Small a. This region, small a, is called only A. It is also called A minus B. Okay. So we have taken the whole circle of A and subtracted whatever B portion was there. So that is called only A. The second portion would be this small b, which would be only b, which is b minus a. So we've taken the whole circle of b, but subtracted whichever portion was common to a also. And the third portion is c, which is talking about a and c. A and b, sorry. That would be a intersection b. And means something which is common to both of them. And the fourth region is x. And x means neither a nor b is what we call x. Is this part understood?
Yes, sir.
Then we talk about three sets. In a three-set Venn diagram, how many regions will be there? Three-set will divide the universe into 2 to the power of 3 regions. So, do we have a conclusion that if there are n sets, there will be 2 to the power of n regions? Is this conclusion understood? So here there will be how many sets? How many regions? 2 to the power of 3. That will be 8 regions. Understood this much?
Yes.
There will be a which will be talking about this portion. That is only A. There will be a B talking about only B. There will be a C talking about only C. So what is small a? It is only A. There is small b, which would be only B. There is small c, that would be only C. Okay, that is, these three regions are called one regions. Okay, exactly one. Okay. The way to put forward these values can also be something like A minus B minus C. B region would be B minus C minus C. C region would be C minus A minus B. So C region we have taken and we have subtracted any portion which is there of A. We have subtracted any portion which was there of B. Understood now?
So basically, the intersecting part we
Every
have.
part which was intersecting, we have reduced that. We have removed that.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the next portion is important, which is D. Now, D talks about not the whole intersection, but only this much portion. Understood? Only this portion. So D region talks about
Only A intersection B.
A and B only, you can call it. You can call it, actually A and B only is the right way of calling it also. You can call it A intersection B minus C
Minus
also.
C.
Yes, very good. Okay. A and B only. Similarly, D, E would be what? Let's say this portion. Okay. And that would be B and C only. Or the other way of putting it is B and C, but not A. That is also one way in which you will read such statements. The next portion would be F. Let's say this is F. So F will be what? A and C, but not B. Understood?
Yes.
And next would be G region. We should talk about A and B and C.
A intersection, B intersection, C.
Yes, which is common to all three of them. Similarly, the last portion would be X, which is neither A nor B nor C. Okay, so these are the regions we talk about. So how many portions are there? Regions are there? 8 regions. Understood the fundamentals about it?
Six, 8, 2 to the power 3.
Yeah, 8 regions, no? A, B, C, D, E,
Yes.
F, G, and X. Understood?
Yes.
Any doubt you have here, discuss with me now, because everything today on this particular caselet would be a deduction and a continuation of what we'll just study.
Okay.
Any doubt till now?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll just remove this and then let's talk about this particular caselet now. Okay, in a school, all the students were asked to bake at least one. What do we mean by at least one? At least one means what?
That all of them are baking at least one type of cookie.
I do not want Hindi to English translation. English to English translation. I am asking what it means in the universe of this thing. Which portion value amongst A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and X you can determine with this particular word, which is used at least.
An intersection of all three.
No,
G.
no. Think again. If everything has to be at least one, okay. If I give you, I have 3 things in my hand, and I ask you to take at least one. So what all options do you have?
Okay, so A, B, and C, the 3 sets.
A, B, and C, there will be 3 sets. Okay, that is understood. But actually, there will be a peanut set, there will be a butter set, and there will be a strawberry set. That is separate. Apart from that, what is the region whose value you have got with the help of this line? At least one. I'm asking you if I have 3 things in my hand, okay, and I ask you to choose at least one. So what all things you can choose? You can either choose only one, you can either choose 2, you can choose all the 3, but do you have an option of not choosing any one of them?
No.
So which portion would become 0? The neither part. Okay, so here this X value will turn out to be 0. Because it was talking about at least one. Something has to be there in either exactly one part, either here it will have to be this is exactly 2 part, and this is all the 3 parts. So there is
Yes.
not an option of neither part. So X is 0. This is what we got with such a statement called at least one. Now let's move on. The ratio of the number of students who bake. Okay, let me also write the number along with this. Instead of 1, 2, and 3, let me use the numbers which I just taught you. Okay, use those numbers, those alphabets in all such questions. It would be of great help for you. So A, B, C, D, E, and F. Try to use as little space as possible for these variables because more data will come in the other space. Okay, so the ratio of the number of students who bake both peanut and strawberry, but not cookies. Okay, peanut and strawberry, but not butter. What does this variable means? This portion means in the form of variables A, B, C, D, E, F, and G? Can you tell me?
For peanut and strawberry,
But
it's the
not
F region.
no, peanut and strawberry is the F plus G region. But peanut and strawberry, but not butter, is F region. Understanding?
Yes, I meant to say the but not butter also.
Very good. So F in ratio with what? 2. The number of students who baked both butter and strawberry, but not peanut. So butter and strawberry, but not peanut, is what?
E.
Very good. Is 10 ratio 9. If you just write in this particular fashion, it would be of great help for you. Understanding my point? Now, the next line says the number of students who bake peanut cookies only. Bake peanut cookies only. Which portion we are talking about?
A.
Very good. Is equal to 40%. That means 2 by 5. More. That means 1 plus. Can you understand the way of writing percentage values?
Yes, in multiplier form.
Very good. So, 1 plus 2 by 5 you understood, right? I don't need to explain this.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Then the number of students who bake butter cookies only. Butter cookies only is what part?
B.
Very good. So this would become what? A upon B, or A ratio B, is equals to 5 plus 2, 7 ratio 5. Understood?
Okay.
So tell me
Yes.
that you have understood now. While the ratio of the number of students who bake peanut cookies only is what?
A.
Very good. It is A. And strawberry cookies only. Strawberry cookies only is what?
C.
Yes. A ratio C is how much? 7 ratio 15. Okay. Now, in the concept of ratios, if you see here, now A corresponds to 7 and this A also corresponds to 7 only. So can I conclude that A ratio B ratio C, because A is 7 in both the cases, so I do not need to do anything. B is equal to 5, that means, and C is equal to 15, that means. Is this part understood?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So that is it. Now, total number of students who bake peanut cookies. How many people are there who are baking peanut cookies? It would not just be A, it would not just be D, it would not just be F, it would be A plus D plus F plus G, because the whole circle of peanut cookies it is taking is 700%. 700% means 700 upon 100. More. More means 1 plus. Is this part understood? Just like I wrote A plus 1 plus 2 by 5 thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. More than the number of students who bake all the 3 kinds of cookies. All the 3 kinds means G. Okay. So with this we got A plus D plus F would be equal to 1G going here. So that would be 7G minus G, 6G. Sorry. 7 plus 1, 8G minus G, 7G. Understood?
Okay, we are deducting the intersection. Yes.
Right. More than bake all 3 kind of cookies. So we have solved till here now. Okay. Now, the ratio of the number of students who bake both peanut cookies and butter cookies. Both peanut and butter? Peanut and butter. What is that value?
D and G.
Very good. That is where the issue must have come in many students. Because it only mentioned peanut and butter cookies, not no only word was used, right? So,
Yes.
to the number of students who baked both peanut and strawberry. Peanut and strawberry is how much? Peanut and strawberry is how much?
Uh,
F plus G?
F plus G.
Yes. That is 14 ratio 70. Right. So with this, if we just do the multiplication of it, product of mean is equals to product of extreme logic, we'll get 17D plus 17G would be equal to 14F plus 14G, isn't it? And if I take 14F minus 17D this side and take 14G this side, I will be left with a 3G. This is another, statement which we have got. Understood?
Sir, I think the screen lagged again.
No issues. I'll just do it again. Is it
Yes.
understood now?
Yes.
Okay. So we have written till here, 14:17 here. The number of students who bake both strawberry and butter cookies, but not peanut cookies. Both strawberry and butter, but not peanut. Peanut. That is what? Strawberry and butter,
E.
but not very good. E. Now this E is 64% less. So 1 minus 64% less, that means a minus sign. The number of students who bake strawberry cookies only. What is strawberry cookies only?
C.
Very good. So that would be how much?
36 by 100 C.
Yeah, it would be 36 by 100. 36 by 100 C. And after doing the kata PT, so 4 nines are 4, 25s are. So E will be equal to 9C by 25. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. While the total number of students who bake both butter cookies and strawberry cookies, butter and strawberry, that would be G plus E, is 632.
Butter and strawberry, yes.
Right? Any doubts till now?
We can get E from this.
I'll just do that. But as of now, you have understood all the things which are there.
Yes.
Now, we will start with this first information, which is a comparison of the three values. So if I take A value to be, let's say, 7x, B value to be, let's say, 5x, and let's say, actually, if I would have taken the C value to be a multiple of 25, it would be nothing like that. Best thing. Can I do that?
Yes.
Okay. So if I take that, I will need to multiply this number by at least one more 5. So I cannot multiply one number by 5. I have to multiply the whole ratio by 5. Is it okay with you?
Okay.
So this would be 35, this would be 25, and this would be 75. Understood now? So if I take A to be 35x, if I take B to be 25x, if I take C to be 75x, is it okay?
Yes.
Now see the benefit of taking C 75x. E would become 9 upon 25 into 75x. That would become a integral x. So E would become 27x.
27x.
Okay. Now E we have got. Now A plus D plus F is 7G. Acha, A we already know. Now
Yes,
this equation
35x.
would become what? A is 35x plus D and plus F is 7x. Now, before taking 7x, see, here we have got 7G, here we have got 3G. If I multiply this by 7 and this by 3, the whole thing, I will get a 21G, and then I can
Where?
equate these two equations. In A plus D plus F is equal to 7G, I have
Yes.
got 7G here. And in this equation, I've got a 3G here. I want to equate these equations and eliminate the G part out of it. Can I do that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So how to do that? Multiply it by a 7. Okay. So you will get 21G here. That would be 3A plus 3D plus 3F is equal to 21G. Yes. And here also 21G would be 14 sevens are. Is how much? 98, I guess. 98F.
98.
Instead of doing that, because that would be a very hefty calculation that we are doing, why not eliminate something else? Let's eliminate 14. Wait, can we eliminate F here? Okay, let's do that only, whatever it was. So just multiply the whole equation by 3 and multiply the whole equation by 7. So you will get 3A plus 3D plus 3F, and that would be equal to 21F, 21G, sorry. And 21G here would be equal to 14 sevens are 98F. And what is 17 sevens are? 119. Now, this 3A is 35x. So instead of 3A, can I write 105x? Can we do that? Any doubt?
Okay.
Okay. So I will get 105x. Do we have any other equation? Also, the F ratio E was also there. Nah? We got E as 27x, right? So F upon E was supposed to be equal to 10 upon 9. If E is 27x, we already know what is F. F would be 30x.
F upon, how did we get F upon E?
It was given the first statement.
Okay, 10 by 9.
This thing. In the third line it is mentioned. So we got F value also in terms of x.
So it will be 10x and 9x.
Okay. So 10x upon, no, not 10x upon 9x. The ratio would be 10 upon 9. And E value we already know is 27x. So just put, instead of E, 27x, and instead of F, put F only. So then you will get this particular statement. Is it understood now?
Okay.
Now, if you see this thing, and instead of A, if I write 35x, instead of D, I don't know that value. But instead of F, now if I put 30x, and that is equals to 7G for you. Won't I get 7G value to be equal to 65x plus B? Understood? Similarly
Yes.
here, if I use 3G to be equal to 14F, that would be 14 into 30. That would be 420x minus 17D. Is it okay?
Yes.
Now, if you would have multiplied this number by 7 and this number by 3, it would make a lot of sense. So 65 into 3, 5 3s are 15. 1 carry 6 is 18, 18 plus 1, 90. So 195x plus 3D you have got here. And if you multiply this number by 7, you get 7 0 is 0, 7 2s are 14, 1 carry, 7 4s are 28, 28 plus 1, 29, minus 17 into 7, 119D. Okay, so taking 119D this side, I will get 122D is equals to 2940 minus 195. What will that be? 2940 minus 195. It would be 2745. Okay. And if you divide 2745 with 122, this was x also, okay? You will get D value to be 22.5x. Understood now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you just put D value 22.5x in this equation, you'll get G also in the terms of x. So what would 7G be? It would be 65x plus 22.5x. And that would be 5 plus 2, 7, 6 plus 2, 8, 7G. So G value would be 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 14, okay, and 35. So G would be 12.5x. Is this part understood?
Okay, we substituted in the other. Yes.
Okay. And then come the last thing. G is 12.5x. E is 27x. The summation is supposed to be equal to 632. So that would be how much? 39.5.
0.5x.
So 39.5x is equal to 632. If you just do the division of that, you will get the value of x.
X is 16.
632 divided by 39.5.
39.5 is 16.
As soon as you get the value of x is 16, now any question that will come, we'll be able to answer. Because you got D value as 22.5x. We got F value as 30x. We got G value as 12.5x. All the values A, B, C, D, E, F, G, we have got in terms of x, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, we can read the question and answer them. Which question was it?
The first one.
Question number 1 and this
So
was?
yes.
In a school. Okay, in a school. So the question number 1, the total number of students who bake strawberry cookies. Strawberry. 75 plus 30. 105. 105 plus 27. 132. 132 plus 12.5. 144.5. 144.5 into 16 would be 2312. Is this the answer?
2312. Yes.
Yeah. So how many use strawberry cookies? The answer would be 75x plus 30x plus 12.5x plus 27x. Whatever the value is, 144.5, I guess, was the value. 144.5x was the value. Just multiply, put x value as 16 and you'll get your answer.
Yes, sir.
The number of students, the next question. The number of students who baked exactly 2 types of cookies. Exactly 2 types. Exactly 2 type would be D, E, and F. So D plus E plus F value it is asking us. So that would be 30 plus 27, 57. 57 plus 22.5. What is that?
69.5
So just multiply 69.5
into
with 16.
16.
Okay.
1112.
30 plus 27 plus 22.5. 79.5 it is.
Oh, okay.
So that
Yes.
would
So
be 1272. This is the answer?
Yes.
Okay. The next question. It is saying 1672, or this is the answer that you marked?
No, 1672 is one of the options.
Okay, okay. Only 2 questions were there?
No, there are others. A certain number of aspirants, which is same as the number of students.
Okay,
who
okay.
bake
So this is a
only.
new question out of it. Okay. So let's do this question. But before that, let me just do the remaining questions. I'll just copy paste this question because this will have something to we will have something to discuss in this question for sure.
Okay.
Okay. So you just see the other questions. Okay. So this is the next question for you.
Yes, sir.
A certain number of aspirants, which is same as a number of students who baked only strawberry cookies. How many of them are there? Only strawberry cookies, 75x.
75x.
So 75 into 16. What would that be? 16 fives are 80, 8 carry. What is 16 sevens are? What is the answer?
1200.
75 into 16 would be 1200, yes.
1200.
Give 2 exams, Hindi or English. Out of which 60% pass in at least one. Okay. Should I have 2 set diagram? for Hindi, English,
And English.
Hindi or English, we are saying.
Yes.
Okay. Out of which 60% aspirant got passed in at least one of these two exams, and the rest got failed. Okay. At least one passed. So if we are making the table of passed, so at least one they pass. So that means the portion of the circles is 60%, and 40% is the neither part, who passed and none. Okay, understanding this thing? So how to find out 40%? 40% is nothing but 50% minus 10%. So 50% of 1200 would be 600. 10% of 1200 would be 120. If you subtract these two, you will get 480. So that means 480 people pass in none.
480, yes.
Right? Number of aspirants who passed in English only. In English only, this portion. Let me take this value to be x, y, not x, sorry. So I can no.
So
Okay.
the 480 is the X part, right?
Let me take is h e and some new variable what m. Okay. So what are you saying? 480 part is what? It is neither part. So what we know is this h plus m plus e. This value is 720. 1200 minus 480 or 50 plus 10, 60%. 600 plus 120 is 720. This is what we mean by 60%. Understood?
Okay.
So number of aspirants who got pass in English only. English only is E part. Is 50% more, 1 plus 1 by 2. The number of aspirants who got pass in Hindi only. Hindi only, H.
So 3 by 2 of Hindi.
3 by 2H. So E value in terms of H we have got. So what would be H plus E? It would be H plus 3 by 2E. If it is required,
Yes.
3 by 2H. So 2 plus 3, 5H by 4. Understood? Find the
Yes.
number of aspirants who got pass in both subjects. That is, we have to find the value of M. Which is M, which is A twice. The number of aspirants who got pass in Hindi only. Hindi only is H. So M is how much? 2H. So H is H, M is 2H, E is 3H by 2. Okay, let's ignore this one.
Yes.
Okay. Now that is equals to 720. Okay, so 2 plus 1, 3. 3 twos are 6. 6 plus 3,
6,
9.
3, 9.
9H by 2 is 720. So 9 ones are 9, 80s are. So H value would be 160. Is this part understood?
Okay.
But we are not being asked H value, we are being asked M value. M is 2H. So 320. So 320 would be your answer.
Yes. Got
3
it.
by 2 of 160 would be 240. So if H is asked, M is asked, E is asked, you could have answered easily. Understood now?
Yes.
Okay. The rest of the questions.
Yeah, I solved the one where the number of students who baked all types of cookies. So that was 200.
So it would be 12.5 into 16, right?
16. Yes.
So, okay. The number of
And
cookies who like, the number of students who like at least 2 types of cookies.
but doesn't like
Butter cookies. At least 2 types of
so
cookies. That is D plus E plus F plus G. At least
but
2.
doesn't like butter.
That portion we will
So it
remove.
should
But doesn't like butter. So butter portion we have to remove. Butter portion we have to remove. In butter portion, there's a E also, there's a G also. So your ideal answer should be D plus
so
F.
it'll only be D and F.
Yes. So D and F is how much? 52.5.
52.5. So that will be 840.
And that would be your answer. 480, I guess. No?
But it's 480. 52.5 into 16 is
Would be
840.
Yes, it is 840. The answer is wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So we did solve with you two of the caselets, which were, I hope you were able to understand that. At the same time, you understood a lot of the things out of it. Is it so?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. More discussions, obviously, we'll have it in the next class because in 10 minutes we cannot start a new topic. And in the next class, we will do the remaining matrix arrangement cases which were pending with us, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. I have shared with Praveen sir one question. I hope he has already shared with you. Do try and solve that question also.
Okay, yeah, he has shared.
Okay. So that will be all, guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.